let me ask you guys this question. Rebecca, let me ask you. Katie, let me ask you. Even though you guys are in new, great relationships right now, so these are off the table. The question is, because I find myself right now in a relationship. Have you ever been in a relationship where you want to get out of it? Every single day you're thinking, how can I get out of it? But you don't have the guts to leave, and you stay in that relationship for a long period of time?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was my last boyfriend, actually. I knew he was not Mr. Right. Even when we started dating, I was like, this is not going to actually go anywhere. And then it went places for 2 years because I just couldn't break up with him.
You took him everywhere.
I took him everywhere.
The last 6 months of my very first relationship was like that. I even wrote a breakup letter. Then I was like, nah, crumple it up.
Like every second you're in it, you're just like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah. I did that.
Mo?
Not really. Maybe my first relationship, I stayed a little longer, but that was like the lesson I needed to become a leaver. I will leave. Okay. As soon as I start feeling like it's over, I'm out.
Good for you. My relationship is not Amanda. It is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Okay. I can't get out of this relationship with this show, and I hate it so much.
That was me Sunday night. I was like, I physically cannot turn it off. I know I have to be up at 4 a.m., but no, I need to know what happens. I need to know how much more they're going to fight and what they're going to fight about.
I don't believe you actually want to be out of this relationship.
Dude, I legitimately was watching it with Amanda last night, and every second I was saying, I am wasting my life watching this trash. And I didn't have the guts to say, can we turn this off and turn the Braves game on? It was right there for me. But here's the question that I want to ask the women on the show. First of all, I don't think any man should watch this show at all. None. Because it gives in to the stereotype that women just can't get along with each other at all. It's dangerous for guys to watch this show. So here's what I want to ask you. The whole thing kind of fascinates me. And if you don't know about it, it's a bunch of women, moms that started being influencers on TikTok because they were just dancing. They were just dancing with their kids and dancing with each other. And they're fairly attractive. And from what I understand on TikTok, that's all they did.
Yeah, from what I could see, it was just a lot of dancing and lip syncing videos, which, they catch a lot of fire, especially if you're an attractive woman on that app to where, you can turn yourself into a very successful influencer.
And I'm not exactly sure how popular the show was before there was this big scandal in the Mormon community with these women. They were hooking up with each other's wives and they were swapping and stuff like that. And that's where I think that their popularity started to skyrocket.
Well,
right?
that's how they got the reality show, is that Taylor, who's kind of like the head honcho on the show, she did this live stream on TikTok where she revealed this whole swinging scandal, and that's when Hulu was like, oh my god, we should do a show about this is amazing.
So there's 8 or 10 different women that are in this group, right? And they're all between 20 and 30 years old. So this is what I want to ask you guys, because it's been very long since I've been a 20-year-old woman.
Me too.
Is what you see on this show, which is them just going behind. They love each other and they hate each other at the same time. Each episode, the producers maybe are forcing this on us, but they're talking crap about each other. They're breaking off into different groups. This group all of a sudden doesn't like this girl, so they start to cannibalize her. And then all of a sudden that girl is part of the group again, and she starts cannibalizing on another girl in this group. And all it is 1 hour of them arguing with each other and then making up with each other and then turning on somebody else. And I'm just curious to know if the popularity of this show is connecting with people because it's true in your 20s, or is it just people like to watch a train wreck?
I think the reason it's unpopular with me, but also the reason I can't turn it off, is because I've been in so many of those situations. I find it actually very triggering to watch. I'll watch a fight go down and I'm like, oh my God, I've been in this exact situation. Oh my God. And it brings back all these memories. But because you've been in those situations, you're I need to know how it ends. Do they make up? Are they going to be better people because of this fight? And of course they never are. But I think the really sad truth is that this does represent a lot of friend groups out there in the world.
Between your 20s and 30s. I'm assuming when you get older than that, you get a little bit more mature and it's not as bad. Maybe I'm wrong. 1-855-BERT show.
So I consider myself a little bit of a reality TV connoisseur. My brain is like rotted from the inside because I've watched so much reality TV, including Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
God, it's so bad.
But I've always loved it because it's not representative of my life.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's sort of the opposite of my friendships that I've had, especially with women. And they aren't hiring these people because they're sane. They're hiring them because they're absolutely crazy. And when I was in my 20s, I wasn't fully sane. I had a couple friends that I was like, okay, these are my fighting friends. Like, we're going to go out and we might get into shenanigans. We're probably going to talk bad about each other. We're going to make up the next day. So maybe it's like a little bit of a microcosm of what happens in the real world, but it's a fantasy for me.
No, this is a representation of my first 2 years of college.
Is that right?
Like
Yeah.
that.
That's like 22 you're talking about.
Yeah.
And there's some girls on the show that are like 23, 24, and I think it goes up to like 30 or 31.
That's what I find so jarring. Like Jen Affleck, the one that's been in that really controversial relationship after her husband like freaked out when she went to that male dance review. She's like 24.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her. I'm like, you have 3 kids
Yeah.
and you're younger than me.
She should have been in the club.
You should be in the club, Jen Affleck.
That's the Mormon life, man.
It's definitely a maturity thing though, because the first 2 years of my college was like career was like that with girl groups. We had 2 groups, and one girl, she would get mad and call a meeting and be like, everybody, let's meet at so-and-so's dorm and let's talk it out. Then we would fight about it and then make up about it. And then next day it'll be some more boy drama and going back and forth and yeah. And then lo and behold, we went our separate ways in friend groups and never were friends again. And we just learned that we weren't friends. We weren't meant to be friends. We were just immature.
There's so much backstabbing that goes on in this show that you have to wonder because it is so forced. Like no sane person would ever do some of the things they do when all these girls get together. The producers are like forcing the truth box on them, whatever it's called, where they're just asking each other. It's kind of like our plead the fifth, like the worst of our plead the fifth questions. They ask each other at parties in sort of the voice of, well, it'll make us all closer to each other, when clearly it's not going to.
No sane person would sign up for this unless they knew they were getting $100,000 at the end of it. And you know what? To be fair, I might do it too for that money.
Now, here's Tina to raise an interesting point. The dudes on this show are not great either. Hey, Tina, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I literally can't stand the men. Like Dakota, I wish he would just go away and don't come on the show. He is so bad for but they're bad for each other. They're bad for each other. Like she's got her issues, he's got his. It's a train wreck. And I can't stand Demi's husband. Like I used to love Demi. Mm-hmm. She's a total you-know-whata.
Yeah.
We do not.
Yeah. This is the season. Like last season, she was kind of likable. I think you and I were talking about this yesterday.
She was the favorite.
Yeah.
This was
the favorite.
It was so jarring because out of all the women, the only people I followed after I finished season 1 was Demi. I was like, oh, she like says what's on her mind, and I love that. She doesn't let things like fester. But then I watched the second season, and I was like, oh my God, she's the problem. And then I had to go and rewatch season 1 because I was like, I loved her so much in the first time around. Like, what happened? And I realized she's just always been this way.
Yeah, there is no likable person on this show, Mo.
So what is likable about this show that makes y'all keep going back?
The fact that it's so unlikable.
Okay.
Have you ever had like a toxic ex-girlfriend? It's like you don't know why you're with her, but like for some reason you just can't get away.
Yeah, I've been there for sure.
It's because it ignites like a sort of hatred and passion in you that it's like I feel alive watching the show.
The Bert Show.